Bloody hell, guys. How's it going? So, in one tweet, I think the entire community's excitement raised about 50%. This is incredible. We have two new deals and one new event. Now, obviously, it's the 13th of the month, and that means it's time for a new Organization 13 event. Japan's already had this 1 month ahead of ours, but I'm so happy to see that we have it only 1 month behind. That's really fantastic. That's so good that we get brand new content exactly the same that, well, 12 hours after the Japanese version gets it. That's brilliant. Um, we have not only that event, which by the way is going to give us a total of 5,000 jewels if we're able to complete it, and it's not like they're locked off towards the very back of the quest. There are 13 challenges per quest, and every single one is going to give either 500 or 250 jewels for a grand total of 5,000. So if you can't get through all the way to the end, it's okay because you should still be able to get, 3,000, 3,500, let's say, if you're a particularly strong player. These are very extremely difficult quests, by the way. You're essentially reversing this replica of Vexen's data, kind of like in Kingdom Hearts Final Mix 2, and it's getting increasingly stronger each time. If we're able to complete that challenge, we're going to be getting like little trait medals for this Vexen. Let's call it Vexen Plus for now, because I still don't actually know what the what the official medal looks like. Even though this video will probably go out after the update's already out, I just want to quickly make a video talking about my thoughts before everyone goes nuts and spends all their jewels. If people ever ask me, what sort of a deal do you want to pull on? Because I'm always like, save, 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 save. What kind of deal do I actually want to pull on? This is the deal. This is the friggin' deal. And why is it the deal? Because it's a guaranteed amount of very, very small pool of medals, right? So every single one of those is going to be pulling either a tier 6 or above. And pretty much the only tier 6 is Larxene. So every other medal there is a tier 7. So we're going to be guaranteed either HD Larxene, which is our only tier 6, Zexion, Riku, Leon, which Riku and Leon I use constantly. I use them literally all the time. Neku, which is a very good medal in its own right. Or Zexion, which, as we just saw in the Super Challenge quest, I use pretty much any time I need defensive capabilities. And you get 2 of them guaranteed with dots every single time you pull, and it's a falling price deal. That is the deal. That is exactly the friggin' deal that I recommend every single time. I'm like, remember that debut deal that came out forever ago that had 2 guaranteed premiums on a falling price? And I went nuts on it, and that amount of power that I gained from that deal has literally kept me in the top, let's say the top 2,000 of power to this day, months later, without spending a dime. Like I'm at 75,000 jewels right now. That is the deal. I would be telling literally every single person in the game to be pulling from this deal right now, if not for the fact that deal up there, that EX medal deal up the very top there, is freaking cool because every single one of those medals in that deal is a brand new medal. We've talked about these medals before in my future medals video, but if you didn't watch that, I can quickly run them over for you. Which one was it? Would have been that one there, yep. So, the Neku medal is basically a upright power version of the upright speed, armor of the master, and the upright magic version of the fairies. We can kind of just get through that real quick because we've talked about those already. Scar is literally a reverse power version of King Triton. Notice that Diz, okay, if you didn't watch my future medals video, I talked about all the medals that the Japanese version currently has that we don't. Notice that Diz is nowhere present in that deal. So what that makes me think is that he's still going to be held out for a high score challenge, but he's like the only one. We're going to get a high score challenge for him, I assume. We're going to get a high score challenge for this medal right here, the Zootopia medal, I assume. And then we are caught up to the Japanese version. I'm pretty sure we're caught up to the Japanese version at this point, which we've always been close. Like, we've come close sometimes, but I don't think we've ever literally reached closeness. And even cooler than that, we're now going to pass them. We are 1 medal ahead of the Japanese version right now because we're going to get Key Art 16 before they do. You probably saw it a second ago, but I would hypothesize that Key Art, and sorry, I don't have the official art just yet. Again, this is going out before the video. Sorry, before the event is actually out. I would hypothesize that Key Art 16 is the upright speed version to, well, all the other medals that you see on the screen right now, meaning, hypothetically, it costs 4 gauges and lowers upright defense by 2 as well as speed defense by 7. Hypothetically, I would assume that. People, or anyone asking, well, what would the final medal be? People have pointed out that we did talk about this in the comments of the last video, the effects filled up by all these other medals are technically filled by Illustrated Riku, even though it's a tier 7 with a different multiplier, different gauge cost and whatever, but technically those effects already exist in an upright magic medal. So this Key Art 16 here, right here, could be the final medal in that 6 medal set, if you will. And if that's the case, it probably follows the same rules, the same multiplier, same effects, whatever. If it isn't, we'll talk about that in the actual video. I just want to get this up before we all pull for it. My big warning here is that that top medal is so good. That top deal is so good. Again, there's two medals on the left we talk about are really good. The Fairies and the Armor of the Master. They're very, very good replacements. Potentially replacements for your Leon. For your Riku and for your Final Form Sora. If you want to use Fairy Stars, they're potential replacements for that. Zack is a good medal on his own. We haven't really talked about him in detail yet. Basically, he does 1 upright power up, 1 upright defense down, as well as some general defense debuffs, I think. It's overall good, but the big ones to talk about are definitely the two on the right. Scar is frigging incredible. It's absolutely barbarically insane. Like, if you want to put that on a Fairy Stars in the 4th slot, assuming you've taken out all the other enemies on the field at that point, or you're doing a raid boss and you've taken out all the other raid parts by then, that is an absolute truck and will hit like a monster. Because it's a random target. Well, I can show you guys real quick, I suppose, like I just did before. Sorry, I've got too many bloody... got so many of these sets now. No, it's up here. What am I doing? There it is. Again, it's exactly like King Triton. And lastly, bloody hell, we've got a tier 8 copy backwards medal in the form of Riku. I assume this is coming out all on its own in a 5 Poor Mercy when you get 1 copy of these every single time. Nope. It is 1 of 5 medals guaranteed to be pulled every single time you pull from this deal. Holy crap, that is amazing. That deal is absolutely incredible. I'm just extremely excited. Now, okay, what do you do if you've only got, let's say, 15 to 20,000 jewels? You're in a predicament. You're in a real predicament because I didn't even mention that. Well, Key Art 16 is guaranteed with a 5 Poor Mercy on the top deal, but Vexen is not guaranteed on the bottom deal. It's cheeky, but there isn't a guarantee in the Japanese version either. Oh, by the way, this deal is better than the Japanese version. The Japanese version doesn't have 2 frames guaranteed every single time. So you're going to be getting at least 2 of these 5 with, I believe, I don't know if they're all going to have 3 dots, but they're going to have at least 1 to 3 dots every single time you do a pull on them, which is incredible. Again, this is what I talk about every single I've already mentioned it. This is what I talk about every single time people go, what should you save for? That deal, that exact deal is what you should be saving for whenever Anyway, I've rambled on. All you need to do is get 1 copy of that medal. So if you do a pull on that deal and you get just 1 copy of the Vexen Plus, which will probably be rare, guaranteed it will probably be rare, but if you get that, then you can go into the event, which they're going to have, and pick up to 5 copies of the trait medal if you're able to complete every single part of it. So you effectively will get the trait medal for free, which is amazing, but unless you're super strong, you won't get all 5. But even if you get 3 of them, that's amazing. Like, obviously the more you get, the more you can manipulate your RNG to hopefully get, well, not manipulate, but have more rolls of the dice, I suppose, to get good traits. Bloody hell, 5 minutes of the event's out. I want to get this video up right now. Which is, it's incredible. It's really, really incredible. But of course, the downside is that you actually have to go ahead and put... I think they did have a Mercy in the Japanese version, actually. Maybe that was just for Zoldan. I'm pretty sure they did have a Mercy now that I think about it. Anyway. So people might be upset about that, but either way, it's... Okay, that'd be the good and the bad then, because we get double the premiums, meaning we're more likely to pick it up on any random draw, but they had a Mercy, meaning it would only ever cost you 15,000 at most. That was definitely the way it was for Zoldan. I'm not sure if that's the way it is for Vexen right now, but anyway. You have a choice to make, basically. If you only have a few thousand jewels, do you want to go on the falling price deal, which will probably get you more pulls and will definitely get you more premiums? And again, if you already have a few of those medals and you haven't got them quite gilted yet, or you haven't got really desirable traits, this is how you get strong, right? This is exactly how you get strong. You take the good medals that you already have, you get them gilted out, you get them with really, really good traits like negative 60 grounds and aerial, which push you that much further in Colosseum, which let you push through all the damage contests, which let you push through all the super difficult challenges where you can just ignore tons of the enemy's defense. That is how you do it. And a deal like this, the top deal is like, man, 5 Poor Mercy for a brand new EX Plus, which will probably be used in the high score challenge. Surely you'd have to assume it would. Combined with all those brand new medals that people haven't seen before, which is fantastic. Especially that copy backwards medal, especially that Scar, and again, the ones on the left have a bit of use as well. Oh, you got some choices to make. I don't know. If you don't have enough... See, it's tough because everyone wants to pull on the new medals, but again, the way I got super strong in this game, well, you know, for a little while at least, you know, obviously the strength in this game is constantly fluctuating, but the way I got strong is going crazy on a deal like the one on the bottom, where, again, you get the good medals, traded out really, really well with, with obviously the max skills and good skills, and that will let you stick around in power for quite a long time. It's an exciting time, guys, but I would warn so strongly right now, I would warn, if there was ever going to be a time they'd unleash a new Kari EX or a brand new, like, game-breaking Kari medal, it would be now, right? We're caught up to the Japanese version. We are now completely in the dark. This is going to drain everyone's jewels. I guarantee you. There are so many good things available here. They're going to be taking all of our jewels for sure. What better time to unleash a Kari EX Plus on the world, you know, that does all these horrific buffs and more and more. Now that we're blind because we're caught up to the Japanese version, so when they get a brand new medal, we're going to get it like immediately after. We don't have weeks or even months to save anymore. That's my warning, guys. Have fun with the new content. We'll be back as soon as possible because in 5 minutes the stuff's going to come out. Unfortunately, given my shitty internet, it's going to take forever to upload, but I'll see you guys as soon as possible. Have fun with it, and yeah, all the best, guys. See you soon.